All right, we welcome Ole Miss coach Yolett McPhee-McCuin to the dais, and we'll let Coach make an opening statement, then we'll turn it over to questions. Once again, please state your name and affiliation when you ask a question, and the closer you speak to the microphone, the better results we'll get. Coach?
Yeah, I mean, we're grateful to be here in Spokane. I had spent a year in the Pacific Northwest at Portland. I coached with the Portland Pilots. Shout out to Jim Sollers. And yesterday we were able to practice in an off-site at Gonzaga, and that was nostalgic because they were in the WCC at the time. So just really grateful for us to be here representing Ole Miss and still being one of the 16 teams that are vying for a national championship.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, obviously, Greg Lee with the Spokesman Review here in Spokane. Obviously, UCLA has such a dynamic player in 6'7" Lauren Betts. How do you defend her?
Yeah, I mean, I think the conversation has to be about UCLA being a really good team. You know, unless she's getting ready to put 70 on us, I don't know that that's their game plan. So I think we should probably give more credit to their team as a whole and what they're about and what they're able to do. So she's not the only one on our scouting report. We're kind of looking at everybody, and you know, we're from the Southeastern Conference. I think we'll figure out a way to do our best.
Sam Sklar with the Clarion Ledger, Mississippi. With Christine being a former UCLA player, what made you bring her into Ole Miss? What did you like about her in the portal, and what have you just seen her bring to the team this season?
Yeah, we loved Christine out of high school, and so we wanted her out of high school. So once she got into the portal, it was a no-brainer for me. Although she didn't play much at UCLA, I knew what she was capable of. So sometimes it's about opportunity, and we had a need. And I think, I mean, and then obviously we had a need for her size and what she's able to do. And honestly, when I look at portal kids, I kind of see where they're coming from too. And so I have a lot of respect for Corey and how she runs her program. So I knew the type of kid I was getting, and that's important too.
Hi there, Evie Van Pelt with Riverwalk.com. You've said all season in post-game press conferences that you wanted to prepare and make mistakes early and then peak in March. Do you feel like that's what happened? I mean, have the girls learned to kind of take their mistakes and fix them in-game instead of having to watch film and see what they did?
Yeah, I mean, if you've followed my head coaching career, this is my 12th season, we've always gradually got better because for me, I kind of coach through, you know, an explorative type of style. You know, let's figure things out. And with the transfer portal, you don't know what you know until you're in those situations. So what people were able to see is just us grow as a team. But I always said we would peak in March, and so we're definitely doing that now.
Hi, Maddie Kenny with the New York Post. I have two questions, but my first question, are you leaning on Christine for the scout? Are you talking to her, picking her brain about UCLA?
You know what? These kids don't remember anything. And then, so they let me know. It lets me know. Like, they don't have to worry about us gaining any advantage because Christine, she has not been a help. And you know what? We hadn't asked her. I mean, y'all, it's 16 teams left, and all of us has played at least 30 games. We watch film, you know, we know what each other does, so we actually didn't even ask her.
Fair enough. With UCLA just being the top overall seed, how do you prepare your team so they don't put too much weight in knowing that and, you know, still come in with confidence and belief in themselves?
Yeah, I mean, our strength of schedule this year has been a 3. We opened up versus Southern California. We've played UConn. We've played NC State at their place. We play South Carolina, Texas, LSU, Tennessee. We've played half of the Sweet 16. So we could care less what anybody is ranked. We're from the Southeastern Conference. We have the best teams in that league. It's 6 of us in this. So, as far as I'm concerned, we kind of just take it game by game, matchup by matchup, and we've always gone into games as underdogs. When we went to LSU and beat them, we were the underdogs. This will be I think our 4th number 1 seed that was ranked to number 1 that we've had to play. So I think we have a lot of experience, and the pressure is not on us.
Kevin Pelton, ESPN.com. Second time in 3 years coming out to the state of Washington for the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. Did you learn anything from that first trip, and does this feel any different this time?
For sure. I mean, the first time we just partied the whole time. We were just, after we beat Stanford, it was like, whatever, like we just really had a blast the first time. Now, like we go to Waco, we don't even sightsee. Like we're not taking anything in. Like we're here for business. And we've kind of built the team like that. My first year when we went to the Sweet 16, I think there were only 4 of us in the whole program that had experienced the Sweet 16. And I was one of them. And then my coach was another. So I think there had maybe been 2 others. This time, the only people, first of all, our whole team has experienced the NCAA tournament, but only the freshmen hadn't. And then Toddy, Maddie, Iana, Christine, Tam have all been to the Sweet 16. So we're just a little bit more mature and understand what's at stake. The first time, we were just partying like rock stars.
Evie Van Pelt, again with the Riverwalk.com. You mentioned this briefly in Waco last weekend. What does it mean to you that your team is actually earning units for Ole Miss for the first time?
It means a lot. I mean, it's been a hard fight. A lot of people that were definitely wiser. That's what I say to people that are older. They're wiser. They have fought for this opportunity to happen, and I think it's going to even get better. I mean, you cannot deny the impact that women's sports has in 2025 unless you just want to. So, we're doing our part. I definitely sent the sheet to my AD, even though I knew he knew. And people could try to say, oh, it's not enough. We don't get to decide that. I just know that it is something, and I don't think that there's value of anything if it's free. So I love the fact that now there's a value for women's basketball, and I'm 100% sure it will increase.
Sam Sklar with the Clarion Ledger. With the transfer portal being open right now, as you're also preparing for the Sweet 16, what are your thoughts on having to do both at the same time, or what has just been kind of the approach your team has taken on perhaps multitasking that right now?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's a part of our job, especially I'm a self-proclaimed Portalista. So we kind of prepare for this moment. We know, we have an idea of who may go in the portal because of just the rumor reel, and then we kind of just sit back and wait and see if it happens. Coaches now are GMs. We're all figuring out who's leaving, who's staying. So we only signed 1 freshman because I prefer a mature team. I don't think in today's times you can be young. By the time they get old, they're ready to get rid of you. So you kind of got to stay mature and stay old, and you can see that with my team, and it's just a part of it. Do we want it to, I would prefer for it to be at the end of the season, but I've also been in those rebuilding stages when I needed an opportunity to be able to recruit and get in there. And so, I don't make the rules, I just play the game. But it's been wild because I have been reading stuff and I'm like, that's not right. Like, we're not recruiting that person. But you know what? They say even if it's bad news, as long as they're talking about you, it's good.
Let's go to Zoom real quick, and a question from Donna Strawberry. Donna, are
Hey,
you
Coach.
with us?
Hi. Can you hear me? Okay. Donna Sprayberry, therebelwalk.com. You know, we often talk about the girls and their experience and working hard all year, but can you talk about your staff? Because they each have such a huge role in developing these girls from summer on, and what this process has mean to them to watch them grow and get to this point.
Yeah, Donna, that's a great question. Shout out to the Mississippi media that's here. Way to represent. But, you know, I'm glad you asked that, because last year I was under a lot of scrutiny because, you know, I had made changes on my coaching staff, and the whole thing was that we had just went to the NCAA tournament. Why would I do such a thing? But I've never really been a traditional type coach, and I've always been pretty open and clear with my staff. And the reason why I made a change is because I felt like, for me, at the end of the day, I want to win a national championship. And so in order to do that, since I hadn't done it, I thought it was important to have people around that has, like Quentin Hillsman, coached in the national championship game, and then, you know, Coach Amp and Coach Choi played in the Elite Eight, and then I was able to bring in 2 of my former players and put them on staff so that they can teach everybody the Ole Miss way. There's no coach that's out here doing it by themselves. My staff is elite. They understand what's at stake. They've been great for me, and I've really been able to do my best job as a coach because of them. The things that they handle for me, the things that they take off of my plate, and I'll put my staff up against anybody.
All right. Thank you, Coach. It's time
Thank you.
to let Coach go and get student athletes up here.